never lived the life of a man or a grown man, a beard and all, hair on my. I never had that. Never experienced it.
How you know you wouldn't like it?
How I knew I wouldn't have liked it, because I understood my gender dysphoria when I was 4, and I knew that anything that had to do with a boy or man or
was it
I didn't like
masculinity,
it.
or was it masculinity you didn't like, or was it like literally man that you didn't like?
I didn't like the whole.
You just didn't identify it. Is that
That's
it?
a
You
good
didn't
question,
identify it.
because I was pushed to learn how to be a masculine boy.
Did you
So they
identify
kinda-
that?
No, I never
You
did.
never
I
identified.
always was girl in my head,
Yeah,
but
okay.
and feminine, with my sisters and
Yeah,
stuff, but I was never able to express that with my family. We just
Right,
didn't talk
right,
about it. And if
right.
you act like that, I'm gonna check you.
You remember
And then-
that goes back to our last conversation of suppressing stuff. Remember that?
So suppressing, all those things.
Control.
So not identifying with the gender of the opposite that I was feeling, which was a girl as a child. I was feeling as a girl, but I didn't relate to what a boy was based on the definition of what my parents gave me, society gave me, and what they was telling me I had to act right. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that when I was 4, when I was in kindergarten. I knew I liked it. I had a crush on a boy. I knew I liked it to play with Barbie dolls. I knew that I liked everything about me was always soft and feminine. How I spoke. They said I sound like Michael Jackson. They said I was very soft spoken, and I wasn't.
You wasn't.
I wasn't
Yeah.
prissy, but I was very.
Yeah.
Effeminate.
I was very poised,
Yeah.
and my mom and everybody recognized that, and every time they got a chance, they gender police me or don't act like that, because boys do this and girls do that. So I always had to suppress those feelings. So when all that of how did you know? That's how I knew. And I feel like when we talk about children and how should we visualize that, and what about the kids and all that we seen on TV, because if I was to choose to be straight, we've been growing up watching all this straight stuff, and the men sticking their tongue down the women's esophagus. I would have been straight growing up, because that's all I seen. I didn't see no visibility of what gay was or trans was.
We did.
At some point, we didn't even see what black was on TV.
Hold on. Wait. Because I was telling my daughter about this. Yes, we have seen gay and trans on TV. We've been watching gay and trans on TV all our lives, especially as kids.
What, Big Mama's on?
No, that's cross-dressing. That's being a drag queen.
Tyler Perry.
Powerpuff Girls, him, baby, that's a trans that's a trans woman. Him, what's
Oh, the little red thing.
heels,
Girl.
a tutu, makeup. Hold on. What's the Scar, the Lion King? Scar had on all that daggone mascara and the original 32-inch bust down.
Girl,
The Proud
she is
Family.
trying.
Hold on, the Proud Family, because I really don't like how they changed it. I do like how they added Brentman, because I do like him. But they had a gay character already. Michael! He was already gay. Like, they didn't need another gay character in the Proud Family. They already had little Michael with the headband on. We have had gay characters forever. Why do they have to say that they gay? Why we gotta know what they doing? Like,
Because we have to say that this is a girl. We have to say that I am black. So what's
you
the
can
difference?
see, come on, you can see that.
Yeah, but it's good to see visibility of yourself and relating to what you see on television. That, to me as a trans woman, that means a lot. For me as a black woman, that means a lot. Seeing black shows on TV. So those things, I need to see that. You need to see women, and we need to see women empowered in certain businesses and stuff, and see how that looks like. We need to see how this stuff has to play in front of us, so we can understand that, okay, I can relate to this. I can.
But so this is my question. And we're gonna use race as well. If a black trans woman is a woman, why you gotta know that she a trans woman? If she on TV, she's a woman. Why you gotta know she trans? Why you gotta know she not? Like, it's a black woman on TV or it's whatever. Matter of fact, it's something going on in the media right now. I really didn't do a lot of looking into it. I have to. A lot of people are boycotting a particular beer or something.
Yeah, so the whole thing with Dylan, that's a trans TikToker that was this famous TikToker, and she was celebrating her first year of transness. Bud Light have sent her, did like a little campaign thing where they put her face on the beer.
That's nice.
And they had millions of cases all over.
Does she present as a woman?
She's a transgender woman.
They only sent it to her.
Oh, they only sent it to her?
Like,
oh, well, they didn't like that they sent her a
People
package.
lied and said it was a national campaign.
Okay.
Because they had her drinking it, but it was something that they sent to her.
Specifically
like a
for
company
her.
where they send you something, or M&M send you something.
But they didn't like it. The whole beer rednecks, they didn't like it. They shot up the beer.
But does she present as a woman?
Yeah. Well, I know.
Okay, guys, we need to take a little break. Just give me a second.
Because I got a question about that, because there's a lot of people who say they
Well, you
present
want to
as
ask your
women.
question first before I get to the
Like,
comments
yeah.
from our viewers?
Because if you was really presenting as a woman, how would they not? How would they know?
Well, because it was known that they were trans.
Oh yeah, well you know what? Girl, yeah, what the questions, girl?
Okay, guys, so these are some more comments from our viewers. And this one says, I am not androgynous, I'm a stud.
Androgynous ain't. That's a style. That's your clothing. Like.
Okay, next comment.
Okay.
Masculinity is more than the quest for power. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
That's true.
And then this one, I guess, is for all of us. It's saying, are you all straight? I am.
Well,
I am. Strictly dickly. I am.
You sure?
I am positive.
You sure
You're
you
beautiful, but I'm positive.
How you know?
I know.
How do you know?
I know.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to try that thing?
You don't know until you try it.
I wanna. But see, for me,
this is why this is uncommon conversation.
right, it's an uncommon
guys.
conversation. But see, for me, I was a heterosexual, transsexual. What does that mean? That I identify as a woman and I only like men. However, now my sexual preferences and things have changed because of my experiences that I had in life. I did later have experience with female, and I did later have experience with a trans man. So I am attracted to whatever I'm attracted to. People may call that pansexual. Or sexually fluid, you know, people would say that. So,
but those are gender identities. Those are not.
Those are sexual.
Those are not sexuality. And that phrase.
There was sexual identities. Pansexual.
Pansexual is bisexual.
No.
Pansexual is bisexual. You know what? This brings me to a very interesting conversation because
bi is only two, right?
Hold on.
Okay, our producer is chiming in, guys.
Pansexual and sapiosexual were terms that came up to break out of the binary that bisexual represents to get away from the norms of all of that. So I am bisexual, but I identify as pansexual. I know my sexuality. It shows up in many different ways. I'm a queer person, all this different stuff. So I'm not just being able to say pansexual and say that to people. It helps demystify also what that looks like. It's not, I'm not attracted to the binary. It's more than that. So it is and if you look at the term bisexual, it describes more than the binary. So it's not an applicable term, but
so bisexual and pansexual are the same.
They're the same. They're rooted, like pansexual and sapiosexuality is rooted in.
Not sapiosexual, pansexual, and bisexual.
It's rooted. It comes from it's a form of bisexuality. Yeah. Because bi means two, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even the definition is not an appropriate. They didn't have all the language at the time, so it's used to.
It's
refer
not
to
that we
somebody.
didn't have the language.
Well, those are new terms. Pansexual said
It
are new terms.
depends.
We didn't have the language. The terms just came up.
When I
We
say
just
that,
created them.
some stuff she's saying. But it's okay. But I don't think, when I say I don't think we had the language, you have to know who you're talking to and what you're talking about. And this is what is interesting to me. I have coined a new term, the LGBTQIA plus les Québécois, okay, community. It's French. It's French. It's French. Les Québécois, okay?
I like
Les
that.
Québécois.
They're gonna still bad.
Of course. But
Trademark it.
LGB, those are sexualities.
Trans is an identity.
Everything else behind that is a identity.
It's a big
And-
divorce happening right now.
and-
And that's
No,
why
it's
they
been
want to
happening.
drop the T.
It's a campaign for a divorce to happen right
No,
now.
no, no, no. It's been this has been happening for years because my mom, her best friend, old school gay honey, and he ain't never really. Yeah, he ain't like it either. And it's funny, I had a conversation with somebody on social media today in regards to that, and she is a lesbian. I don't know what that lady is. I need to stop. But she might be a lesbian. No, because we think this lady fine. You know what? You never know these days. If you watching this, boo, I don't know what you or how you identify, but I think you a lesbian. But if you ain't a lesbian, you gotta be bi.
You had another question?
Okay, yeah, I have some more comments.
Oh, good. I didn't even get the fit. I'm gonna come back to
Go ahead.
that.
You want to finish?
Because it can be long. It can be long. It can
Sure.
be. It can,
Go ahead.
Okay.
Wrap it up.
okay, so since some are sexualities and some are identities, even though that you have these identities that are to the right, they still are part of the sexualities on the left because you only have two sexes unless you're intersex, and that's really, you still usually pick if you're going to be male or female, even when you're intersex. So you only have two sexes, so you can either only be a lesbian, you can only be gay,
What about non-binary?
or you can be bisexual.
What about those that are non-binary?
You still have a sex. Non-binary, that can be your gender
Oh, somebody
identity.
that's asexual. Yeah, so like gender identity, gender expression.
Yeah, gender identity, not your biological
Oh,
chromosomal
yes,
makeup.
biological.
They're only
Well, some will say that are not that they don't.
Conform to their sex.
That's
you may
still
not
like,
conform to it, but it's still your sex. I know you may not like it. I know you might want to
Mhm.
present something that's different, which is fine. Do that. Okay, I shouldn't be able to tell. I should not be able to tell what your chromosomal makeup is.
Yeah, because now they're like how they have X for female, M for male. They have X for non-binary or gender non.
Well, when we're talking about chromosomes, I'm talking about X and XY, you male and female. Or you intersex. And like I said, even when you're born intersex, you usually, once you get old enough, you choose if you're going to.
Because I had
Male
to
or
learn
female?
the whole non-binary thing because non-binary is also considered trans. So, yeah.
But that's just when.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
But that's not your sex. And it kind of, this is what I always ask myself when we're talking about sex and gender identity. And people want to say, oh, I'm pansexual, or I'm sapiosexual, or I'm non-binary, or I'm trans. At the end of the day, when you are with somebody and you talk about your sexuality, you don't say I'm homogender. What do you say? I'm homosexual. You can't, there's a difference between gender and sex. So even though you may
and the
identify,
act of sex.
Yeah, and I think it's all nuanced because I'm a cisgender male, but my gender expression is a lot fluid because I happen to be pansexual.
but your sexuality is bisexual.
Yeah, I'm pansexual.
That's not your sexuality.
It's no sexuality.
That's your gender identity.
And my sexuality. I'm
Gender
homosexual.
identity is man.
Yeah, and my sexual,
Well, yeah, well,
my sexual
sexual
attraction
identity.
is
We can say sexual identity. Yeah, we can say
Yeah, my
Sexual.
sexual attraction is to all. My
That's
romantic attraction is to I'm open to
I like
all.
that sexual attraction. So maybe that's
Which
how
is
it
different
goes.
from
Sexuality,
romantic
yeah,
attraction.
sexuality on the left, and sexual attraction.
Sexual identity, these are all things. Gender
Yeah.
identity, gender expression, all of these things.
I like how you said attracted
I
and
like
open.
that. I like
You can
that.
be attracted.
You just
and
helped me
open
bring
to
something.
all.
That's
Those are
what I do.
Yeah.
different.
But still, in a nutshell, your sexual attraction is not your sexuality.
Alright.
Is it?
The people in the
No, because you can be bisexual and pansexual. You can be homosexual.
You can be
and-
bisexual and not pansexual.
Yeah, or you can be homosexual and
Not straight.
transsexual or straight. I know a lot of straight trans people, and that's crazy to me.
Yeah, like I said, transsexual, heterosexual.
I love that because I used to always ask myself, even like in the 3rd grade, if a man and a woman got married, and the man had a sex change to become a woman, and the woman had a sex change to become a man, is that really gay?
That's heterosexual.
Exactly. No, it's not.
Okay, guys, I need to interrupt. We have some more comments, questions, statements from our viewers. This one says, she is a mama if she pushes out a baby.
Okay. If you like it, I love
I
it.
think being a mother is also something that you identify because being a mother equates to female or woman, and if you don't conform into that binary of the extension of what a female does or what a woman does, which, you know, when you give birth, being a mother equates to be female and woman, right? But when you don't conform to that gender, then you don't identify as a mother. You just identify as giving birth.
I think there's a difference between a mom and a mother. Just like there's a difference between a dad and a father. They're not the same thing. Just because you push a baby out or you make a baby,
Doesn't make you a mother.
don't make you a mama. Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. There's a difference between a mother and a mom. My uncle taught me this when I was younger because I was a teenage mother. My uncle told me it's the difference between being a mother and being a mama. Being a mama, you can kind of hang out and you can be out in the streets and you can do all these things. But to be a mother is to be different.
See, I want to interrupt that just for a minute because I was told that when you have a child, you are a mother.
Yeah,
You're a mother,
when you have a child.
but that doesn't necessarily make you a mama.
Exactly. That's the same thing that I'm saying.
Because a mama is nurturing. A mama is, there. A mama is on site. You can be a mother and not be that. So
Exactly, and that's why I say, even if a trans woman had a baby, that's your baby, you the mama. Because you feeding that baby, and guess what? You know what they say? When you feed them long enough, they start looking like you.
I think the opposite, and no, I'm not a mother yet. Well, I do have a child, but I didn't birth them. But I'm not a physical mother, or don't really have I never nurtured a child from infancy yet. But my stand on that is the opposite. So I feel like you can birth a child and be a mama and not have anything to do with the child. But I think when you are a mother, that is action.
More nurturing.
Yeah, you're mothering, you're fathering. That's the continuous verb
I
or
see.
action
Yeah.
of nurturing that child and teaching.
But
We're
because
saying
it's
the
been
same
such
thing,
a
just different
deficit,
verbiage.
yeah, because it's been such a deficit of that. That's why it's like, oh, you're a mother. Oh yeah, anybody can be a mother, but you're not a mom. You know what I'm saying? Because it's such a deficit. It should be. It's like you said. I agree with that, but it's such a deficit of that.
Let me tell you something. I'm not fighting with no trans woman about being pregnant, having a baby. I went from 160 pounds to 248 pounds in 30 weeks in 1 day. My kidneys almost shut down. I ain't doing no. Baby, have at it. Go ahead, enjoy
What you want
it.
to do?
Have a couple.
I'm done.
Have a couple. Okay? I ain't fighting with nobody about having nobody. Oh,
Okay, so this person is touching on when you guys are talking about the risk factor and the different risks. And they said sometimes you are so unhappy, the risk is worth it. I guess that would be.
that's so painful to me.
That's why I said
What do you think?
life is about a lot of risk. I've taken risks laying on the table. I've laid on the table how many times? I don't even know how many surgeries. I've laid on the table. I've took risks. It's about how bad you want it.
Yeah.
It's about
Were you unhappy?
what do you want.
Were you very unhappy, or was this just, hey, I'm not unhappy, but these are the changes I want to make?
There was dysphoria, so it wasn't about. No, I wasn't happy, but
Right.
it wasn't solely on happiness. It
Right.
was about that. I feel like
That's what
this
it's
is
supposed
not.
to be for you.
This is. I don't want this
Right,
here.
this is not what I
So
want.
I feel that because of those dysphorias, I had to modify things because I never
Right.
hated myself.
Right.
I never wanted to commit suicide. You know, some people have
Some people
those
do, yeah.
things, but
yeah.
that wasn't my story. My story was my identity is telling me this, and my body is pushing me in this way. And I don't like what my body is doing because my identity is identifying with what my body, so it was a gender dysphoria going on.
But
So I had to, for me, I surgically 2102, I had to make those surgical decisions to modify and match what was identical and physical to my body.
But my thing is about, especially hating yourself, emotions can be so temporary. Even when you're in depression for like 15, 20 years, things can change. Like things can change in the future, things can be different. You may not feel the same way.
So feelings and identity is two different.
Yeah, I'm talking about the particular question because what did it didn't say? What if you're unhappy?
Yeah, it says, yeah, that's what it says. Sometimes you are so unhappy, the risk is worth it.
But see, unhappiness, joy, all these things are energy, emotion. These are emotions,
And it changes.
and they're at flux, and they can
Mhm.
change
They
at
change.
any
Yep.
time.
Yep. And that's just for anybody.
And I don't think that we as people give ourselves enough time anymore. We don't give ourselves enough time to work it out. 9 years ago, in 2014, I burned 30% of my body. And I thought I did not have what it takes to continue to live. I did not think I had what it takes to be a mom, to work, to go back to school, and all these things. But when I got into a position when I didn't have any choice, I came out differently on the other side because I gave it time. Yeah, I cried a whole lot of days. Yeah, I was unhappy a lot of days. I'm still unhappy some days about it because I still have issues. Burn recovery is not something that it's not something that has a particular span of time.
End date.
You're in burn recovery for the rest of your life. You have to learn to live differently. So why not try? Why not give it a try? But I don't know. You know what I would say I've never had, but that dysphoria is a whole different thing.
It's something that you just can't choose. Having a
just shake
dysphoria,
it.
you can't choose
Yeah.
it. You can't avoid it. It's something
It's
that
there.
is innate. Just like you was born a female and you identified as what a girl was to you. You identified as what a woman meant to you, and it was just normal for you because that's just how you were. For me, it was the opposite.
But see, there are different types of dysphoria. You gotta remember, I used to be 250 pounds. You have some people who are bigger or small who think that they're big, who have body dysphoria.
Mhm.
But with having particular types of dysphoria, maybe it's because I'm being biased. Let me just admit, I'm being biased because I changed my own perception. I changed my own reality, not to say that everybody can do the same. But it's hard for me to see that people can't do the same because I did it. And I think that people can change. I think people can change their mind, even with dysphoria. Like,
And there's two different things. There's dysmorphia and dysphoria. And
can you explain the
I
difference?
gotta Can you pull up the definition of dysphoria and dysmorphia?
Dysmorphia is probably the way you don't like the way you look.
Or you have
Probably.
I want to touch on that. Sometimes you it's not that you don't like the way you look, you don't have the correct perception.
That's what it is.
You don't have
may
the
think
correct
that's
perception. And I'll just go ahead and let this out here since we're being candid. I had that. So when you look in the mirror, it doesn't matter what anyone else tell you. You're beautiful, you're this, you're that, oh that's so pretty. You don't see that. You don't see that. I did experience that for a very long time.
You know what's funny? You know what you just helped me realize? I have that. No, because I don't know. I'm not big. Like,
And so when you look at yourself in the mirror, you still
I
see
still
big.
see like I wear like a size 12. Look, I used to be a plus size model. I'm still in the plus size groups chatting and stuff. People like, what are you doing in here? I really forget
Well, with dysmorphia, it's not that you forget.
when I look in the mirror.
You literally look in the mirror and you don't see what other people
I still see like a size
And I know
12.
that's
Yeah.
weird, and a lot of people said it's weird. My family, my friends, and they're like, "Oh, but you're this, and you're beautiful, and you're da 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 da," and you look like that's not what I see.
I think it's a
So the difference is gender dysmorphia, gender dysphoria versus body dysmorphia. Gender dysphoria is tied to the concept of gender identity,
Right.
while body dysmorphia is related to a body image
A body is your
perception.
image
And it's
perception. That's
often
what I
linked
said.
with
Yeah.
eating disorders.
yeah.
Now I didn't have any eating
So body
disorders.
dysmorphia has nothing to do with.
Nope, not at all. Because I've had that, and that's how I
mine's
know.
just gender dysphoria.
Mm.
So my gender dysphoria is how.
When she was saying with the outlook,
And body
Yeah, it's
and
the
body
outward
dysmorphia.
look.
It's both
Right,
of
it's
them.
the outward
It's
look.
paired.
Well, he
it can
said
be
it,
for some people.
It can be, but not for me.
but you
it
said it
wasn't.
was more for.
The
eating disorder.
dysmorphia was for the body,
Eating,
and a lot of
yeah.
times when they have that,
like size.
they will adjust and kind of deviate from their normal routine of eating because they feel like, oh, I'm so fat, or oh, I'm too skinny, so
Yeah.
let me do this, let me consume more, or oh, I don't know, my skin is this, so let me bleach it, or it's too light, let me make it dark. Like it's always something with their image.
I think with
Becoming obsessed with the perceived
It's an
flaw
obsession,
or
right,
defect,
yeah.
I
having
think
a false
with,
view of oneself,
It's an
engaging in constant
obsession
time
of
consuming. Yeah, something that's
perception.
not derived from, and so that's the separation from the gender.
I've had that.
I think with transsexuals, it's paired. Because to be a transsexual, you have to be a transgender first. And to be transgender, you have to have some, I wouldn't,
You should, but all of them don't.
it depends on what you, but hold on, you don't even know what I'm about to say. Because it depends on what you believe. And
Yeah,
some
she
of
said
them,
the same thing.
some of them don't have. There's
That's not
trans
good.
women that do
Perception.
not have
Perception is what you believe.
gender dysphoria.
hold on. It depends on what you believe. Because there are a lot of people who believe your sex is what matters. And if you were born a male, but you identify as a woman, a lot of people believe that's gender dysmorphia right there. You being born a biological male and still saying, oh no, I'm a woman. A lot of people say, nah,
Yeah,
that's a mental.
that was something that was used back in the day to put people in asylums and to put them up category, but also lock them up to take their self-agency from them by saying they have a mental illness.
That's why I say it depends on
Well, that's not no longer how we define it because we now know that
But
that's
here's the
wrong.
thing, that's not how your community defines it.
Well, not my community, I'm saying science no longer defines it how you were saying it because we now know that that's wrong.
But that's not how a lot of people are defining it. And that's why we're having so many issues, what is seeming like homophobia or transphobia. I wouldn't call it a particular phobia. It's people believe what they particularly believe. And some people can accept
They're
and not
biased.
reject.
It's a bias and not a transphobia or a trans.
Yeah, some people just believe.
homophobia.
Some people just believe what they believe, but some people aren't. Some people aren't able to, like we were talking about,
But it's rooted in
accept
homophobia.
and reject, or reject and still accept. Like me, I reject and still accept.
Like for me, I thought that if a man wanted to take me out on a date where he met me, he seen woman, female, whatever, and he's like, "You're a beautiful black queen. Can I take take you out on a date, and I accepted his offer on that. And then later disclosed that I was trans, and he no longer wanted to, date me or whatever. Is he, and he done it respectfully, is he transphobic?
No, he's just not homosexual.
So there are people that would say, yes, he's transphobic
But
because
why?
if you are a woman, he would date you, blah, 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 blah.
But see, that's
and then
not his...
some people would say, no, he's just straight and he just and he's just accustomed to what he always had and he just don't want to try anything different.
Not even that. A lot of people associate sexuality with your sex, not your gender. So even though your gender is woman, your sex would still be male. And a lot of people believe that two males, that's the same. That's homosexuality. And a lot of people are like, I am not gay. I'm not doing it, even though it looks like a woman. That's still a male.
Alexa was crazy.
But no, but then you got some...
the intercourse of that is homosexual sex.
I wouldn't even say that because even with a transsexual, I still think it's homosexual. But that's just my opinion.
The sex?
No.
Oh, the relationship.
The sexuality, yeah. Because I separate gender and sex biologically and socially. But I can still have a conversation socially about it, but still
respectfully, you're a man.
Not a man or a male. Like
you're gay.
Okay, guys, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a feeling I'm making people mad.
I know you are by the comments.
But we need that. We need that.
But it's good content.
We need that because a lot you represent a lot of America that feels the way that you
Let me give a
feel.
disclaimer. These are my own
personal opinions. It is not the opinion of. I need you to say the name of my show.
What? Oh, Palaver, the uncomfortable conversation. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask this, and this is coming from a comment. And viewers, we thank you so much, guys. We thank y'all so much for chiming in, for watching us, for dealing with us, tolerating us. We just really appreciate you. So this person says, does transgender women think that trans women are in competition with them?
I know what they meant. I know exactly what they meant.
Wait. You said cis. What
so
was
you
it?
think it?
Oh.
Okay, do cisgender women think that trans women are in competition with them?
I'm going to tell you, and I am a conservative black person. Yes, they do. But it's not, that's not what's happening. This is what it is. Okay? It's not that we in competition with each other. It's these niggas. These men have us in competition with each other. It's the niggas. I hate to use that term.
At the end of the day, it boils down to a man. It boils down to a man.
We don't know. We really don't. Now, hold on. There is a specific group that I kind of got beef with. The ones that's trying to change the verbiage and stuff. I really don't. Now, when I say change the verbiage, I don't mean add new terms. Birthing person, I know I keep coming back on that. But don't call me that. Like, that's just...
Well, you wouldn't be a birthing person, will be mother, because that's
no, when they're trying to take that verbiage, that language out of law and everything. Like, doctors can't say, oh, that's a mom, a mother. You will get a birthing person. That's weird to me. Like, why can't I be who I want to be if you can be who you want to be? Whoa. Why we can't all do what we want to do? But yes, we are in competition, but it's really pseudo. Because it's
pseudo competition.
No, because it's not real. It's fake. Like, it's really fake. It's
but
fake.
A lot of women wouldn't even acknowledge that there is a competition going on. And you said yes.
But a lot of people are not accountable, and it's just not women. That's men too. A lot of people can't be honest. I ain't gonna lie. For what? I ain't in competition with nobody.
Yeah, and I understand that your genetic makeup is different from mine, and I understand that I will never, in this lifetime, I could never be a cisgender female, and you can never be a transgender.
I stop right there.
I cannot compete where I
That
can't
takes
compare,
us into
honey.
this last question. That was perfect, and you didn't even know it was on it. So, okay, this person says, do you recognize Johnny as a woman?
Yeah.
Next, and then there is another part. It says, would you date a man that has dated her or another trans woman? That's what they want to know.
Wait, would you date a man
that has dated you or another trans woman? So it just in
I don't date men that date trans women because I think men that date trans women are homosexual.
And guys, that's your answer. Straight to the point.
But I'm not. I don't even.
A guy here earlier said a man dating a transgender woman doesn't make the man a homosexual. Good grief.
But they have the same They have the same sex, literally. They may not have the same gender or gender identity, but they literally have the same sex. You're both male. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about that.
What about the one that is in a relationship with a post-op trans woman like me that has a vagina? Do you think that man is gay?
Yeah, because you still got the same. You can't change your.
So you're saying you're still your DNA. You're still a man.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
A male.
You're still a
You
I see
can't.
what
You
you're
can't
saying.
change
I see
that.
what you're saying.
Now
You can change, the outside, but you can't change the
you
inside.
can't change.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So that's homosexual sex still.
No, because y'all
No.
taught me something different with that. That is not homosexual sex. That would be. I think that would be heterosexual sex.
But you just see him still.
But that's
gay.
it's but the sexuality, not the sexual act or
Right,
the sexual
the act.
attraction. The sexuality is literally
Oh,
homosexuality.
in totality is homosexual.
You still saying
but
it's
the
still
actual
homosexual.
sex.
Whether you know or they know or not.
What do you mean? Whether
Like whether you know, I'm thinking about I don't know if you why you would be doing this. I don't know if you would. I guess you
no, I had a boyfriend that was gay. Let me tell you, I holla.
I'm saying,
I'm
I'm
boys. They be
being
cute to
having
me.
a common conversation. But I'm saying if you were watching two women have sex like on Pornhub or something, you wouldn't know if they were having gay sex or if they were quote unquote a gay relationship or not. And also, so that's part one, and then part two. What if a man does not know or is engaging in a relationship or something, and that's not something that, or is looking at a woman and is able to does that make him gay because he's attracted to a woman who happens to be of a trans experience?
Yeah, he'll still be gay.
But nobody would know.
Even if it's unbeknownst to him.
Unbeknownst to him, okay.
Even if it's unbeknownst to him. And there's no such thing as a homosexual female to me.
So somebody is saying, so you don't recognize at Johnny right as a woman, so stop saying all this BS about womanhood.
No, there's a difference between.
She see me as a woman, but she doesn't see me as a female.
It's not the. You see, people they want to be angry. Now look, I know y'all like to tussle, but why I got to believe what you want me to believe? Why I gotta do that?
And the beauty of this conversation is that I brought you on here because I know how you feel when it comes down to
But
female.
my question is,
and
what's
woman.
wrong with that? Like, does that stop anything? Nah. Like,
So to answer that on a general level, what I've learned in this lifestyle, or in my life, I don't want to call it lifestyle. In my life, what I've learned to deal with is everybody is entitled to their own opinion.
That's right.
Everybody is
to
entitled to their
please
own
them.
opinion. Does
Yeah.
their opinion make them valid? No.
No.
She has the right to believe that
Whatever she
I
wants
am
to
not
believe.
female.
Yeah.
She has the right to believe that I'm not a woman if she chose to. At the end of the day,
That's her
what
belief.
mattered to me,
I think how you
what
treat
mattered
people.
is how
Thank
she
you.
respects
I
me.
just said that last night.
So do I see myself
It's
as a
respect.
female? Yes.
Love somebody.
Do I identify
Yeah,
as a
but you're
female?
not
Yes.
respecting them.
Do I have female genitalia? Yes. So whatever she's saying doesn't matter. but that's how she feels, and she has the right to express how she feels. I have the right to express how I feel.
And we can all agree
But we can agree to disagree, and we can
that's
respect.
okay.
Because we grown, we can respect each other. Does that mean she gonna slam the door in front of my face? Does that mean that she gonna call me a man? Does that mean, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
a lot of women do that, and that's messed up. A lot
They
of
call me
women
male,
do
but she
that.
ain't gonna say.
No, because you're not a man. Like, I would never do that. Like, you are not.
But you are male.
I would
You got
never-
some
That'd
male.
be something coming from her.
But
You got male.
That'd be something
So,
she would
so
say.
Lady Bugatti is saying,
Oh, Brandon
never say
Bugatti.
Yes, you would.
I would
Brandon
never
Bugatti
say
is-
something like
No,
that.
you didn't say you was a man, but you a male though.
Okay,
Yeah, and
you
I be like,
male.
you know, I be like, what's
You
wrong
got
with
some
that?
male.
so Brandy Bugatti.
Brandy
is
Bugatti.
saying- So is she saying that Jonay is a male in womanhood and male is in all caps?
Yeah, we just had that. We done said it like 5,000 times. What's wrong with that?
So, but to break that down, this is what I will say about male, because I understand that in this life, no matter what I do, I can't escape my born identity. I don't want to say born identity.
Your
but
chromosomal makeup.
I can't escape me being born male. I was born a male. No matter what I do, I can't escape that. I'm not delusional about it. However, I was born male at birth. I am no longer male today because of the surgical things and the gender reassignment surgeries and all that. I'm no longer considered male. I'm considered female physically, and because all my legal documents are changed, I am also legally considered female. So I can't just be putting male stuff on, because when I show my stuff, it's going to say female.
You know what-
But when I go to the doctor or stuff that they ask,
And that's important.
born, they said sex at birth, they say gender, and they say sex. So I will put sex at birth male.
I
I
wish
will
they
put
changed
the-
that
so,
though.
a new medical facility.
Well, no,
they
not
got.
even doctors, because I love that. But like,
So I'm not delusional about
no,
that.
I always wondered why, like on like government documents, why does it say sex? That's not, you're not asking someone's sex. You don't care about their chromosomal makeup. You want to know gender. Why was sex even? Well, I do know why it was on there.
Well,
because-
like birth certificate.
Well, no,
sex.
not even that. It's pretty new for us to have.
Because on the
a
ID
male-
they say sex, but they really mean gender.
Yeah, but it's new now for us to have a male that presents as a woman. Like, we had that, but not
Yeah,
the
we had
classification.
that, just-
But not the classification like this.
No, maybe not, but we've always had that. You
Yeah.
know, it just.
But I think that does need to be changed on government documents, government forms, all sorts of applications.
And then it's a
It don't
safe.
even-
It's also a safety
Gender.
thing for me, because presenting like this and having male on everything can get me in a lot of trouble.
I think the only place that it should actually ask for your sex is in medical situations.
Yeah, because it's
Because anything else you
confidential.
don't need to know.
Exactly.
It's not even relevant.
Yeah.
So yes,
So I do agree with
yeah,
that.
only in medical situations your biological sex. But I think we need to take sex off and stuff because it's not sex, it's gender. It's really misleading.
but you can have a gender, and that doesn't mean you have that sex that aligns with that gender. So once again, you could be a woman but not a female legally. So if I arrest you and take you to jail, but you look like a woman, I need to know what's your sex, so I know if I should take you to the female's prison
Okay,
or the male
and-
prison.
No, I don't think it matters.
It
That's
does.
no, but she segued up to a good thing. That's a good thing. So what would be correct? What?
I think it depends. I think it depends what you look like, because this is. I think it depends what you look like, because let's say I arrested you, Mrs. Officer. I arrested you. I'm gonna take you to the female prison, the women prison.
Would you be okay with that?
Okay, so I'm
Would
gonna
you be okay with that? Would you be okay with that if you got arrested? where would you want to go, and where do you think? You know what I'm saying?
Now if
Where
it
do you
was different, hold on. If it was Bob the Builder with a 27-inch bust down and a full beard, sir, I am sorry right now, but we
I'm
gotta
gonna take you.
So when it comes down to being
No
incarcerated,
offense.
when it comes down to be incarcerated, it's not about how you look. It's about genitalia.
Okay.
What is between your legs? So
So
if I get arrested and go to jail today for knocking one of y'all out, they're gonna take me to the female decision center because all my stuff is legal, and when they search me, they're gonna see a pussy.
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
see
But
the
if I
harm
was
in it,
pre-op, right? Because there's a lot of trans women fighting to be in female facilities
I think they should.
with a penis.
Why not?
Because of what happened. You see what happened with the trans person went to the female's prison and impregnated one
The
of
guards
the women.
impregnating each other.
True.
In the male prison, the males they impregnate the guard. We don't care about that.
And vice versa. What about the trans men that identifies men with vaginas and go to male prison? So it gotta be right on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about trans, we only think about trans women. We don't think about
Trans
trans.
men.
Can I
That's
just throw out the sociological definition of sex, the different biological and physiological characteristics of males and females, such as reproductive organs, chromosomes, and hormones. That's what it defines sex. So hormones, chromosomes, and reproductive organs.
And then, because it's like when you go in the Bible.
That's why you can't be mad at me for saying
But
male
wait,
female.
So I'm sorry, I also meant to say, so that was what sex refers to, the different biological and physiological characteristics of male and female, such as reproductive organs, chromosomes, and hormones.
Yep.
And hormones. Gender refers to the socially constructed characteristics of women and men, such as norms, roles, and relationships in between groups of women. and
What you
men.
look at on the outside.
And the next thing to look up is genitalia.
Yeah.
So there's a difference. So first of all, the sex is, there's different definitions because some of that is dated. But when you look up sex, that's the definition that you're gonna get. When you look up gender, that's the definition you're gonna get. But then when you look up genitalia, it breaks down.
Look that up. I
What-
would like to know that.
It breaks down what this is, what that is.
I love gross
What is a
anatomy.
vagina and what does that do? What is a penis? What does that do? And what that equates
But
to.
not every female is born with a vagina.
Sexual reproductive organs located outside the body.
Gross anatomy.
Vagina.
And Iman is in the chat. She said, "You making it seem like having a pussy is like giving you a pass when you can still be visibly trans with the SRS."
I don't understand.
So passability and genitalia are two different things because you can have a vagina and still look like something else.
So,
But-
broke it down into the female genital parts, just broke it down into three vulva outside parts of the female reproductive system, which is the mom, clitoris, labia, hymen, and the opening of the urethra, vagina, the inside passageway to the cervix and uterus to receive the penis during sex and serves as a birth canal during childbirth.
Does that say anything with female or anything?
I didn't look at that.
No, I'm saying like does
Does it say only like when
Does
you're reading it?
when they-
is
did
it
it
saying
bring up female?
No.
at any time?
Did we look up female? Or did you look up
No, we
sex?
didn't. Let's
look
look-
up female and see what it say.
That can bear offspring or produce eggs, distinguished logically by the production of gametes that can fertilize the female and person, woman, girl, both male and female. Yeah, so
Oh, so it said person, woman, girl. And what about transsexual female? I'm sorry, you actually Google.
Well, some people-
And Brandy is saying passability privilege is real.
Yes, it is.
And-
passive.
Can you? And that's why I
And
said,
mine
can
is
you
also-
prove it?
And mine is also saying because the other lady said if you look like Bob the Builder with the beard, she would put you in the men's prison. But if they have a SRS, what do you say now?
I don't even know what that is. Oh no, sexual reassignment
If
surgery.
you could look like Bob the Builder and still be in the female's prison because with your genitalia, you have a pussy, so you're going with the women. Just like I'm not equating them to studs, but a stud can look like a full-blown man.
No, I think
and
you're
have a
talking-
pussy. They're going to the woman.
No, I think they're talking about what I was saying.
What?
You know, I was like, I don't think it matters what
What you look like.
No, I think it matters just what you look like, what you present as. Like I said, if somebody was trans and looked like, got a full beard, Bob the Builder, look like Bob, I'm gonna send you to the male facility. But the person in the chat is like, what if they have a sexual reassignment surgery? Would I still send them? Well,
Send them where?
I don't know
To the
any.
female?
I don't know any person with a sexual reassignment surgery to be a female that would have a full beard.
Or you can have a full
With
sexual
that
reassignment
to
surgery
be
and
a
still
male.
go
How you
with
gonna
the
even have
male.
a? Well, how you even gonna?
But
grow
they're
a
not
full
even gonna
beard?
put you with the males.
But this is my question: if you have sexual reassignment surgery, how you even growing a beard, a full beard? It takes a lot of hormones to grow a full beard. You got daggone biological males who can't even grow a full beard. So if you had a sexual reassignment surgery, I doubt that you would have a full beard unless you had a sexual reassignment surgery to go from
Unless you
Female and
unless
man.
you live the life of a man and then literally got a sex change.
But you're gonna lose that. You're not gonna produce the same amount of hormones to keep that hair. It's gonna
Right,
fall
but
out.
you will have they will have some stubbles
But
and things
a full
and
beard,
shadows.
like you like a full
I'm not
beard.
talking like a Rick Ross,
I'm
but
talking
you gonna
about-
see something.
But that's
Ray
what I'm
says
talking
aunties
about.
with beards.
No, we got a little stubble.
We not-
It's a
yeah,
little stubble.
There's aunties with beards.
I think
It's a
it's
little
I think
stubble.
Aunties and
She
monkeys,
said
too,
aunties
that's
in the
not-
hood with beards and smoke cigarettes and drink
Yeah,
40s.
Come on now,
Okay,
boo.
but
It
I
is
think
not
there's
a full beard.
but
It
there's
is
a
a full
difference
beard.
between a female. There's a difference between a female that have a little small auntie and grandma that have a little
Hold
mustache or a
on.
beard.
And hold on, I'm gonna bring something to that person's attention.
And before you answer this too with that. So what about the people who were born female with a full mustache? You're gonna send them to the jail. Answer that too.
No, you were born female with a whole mustache. You don't have a full beard like she said, like
And a
Rick
full,
Ross.
they had a full beard.
You don't have you do not have no full beard. And most likely, if you do have that much facial hair, you have a uterine disorder.
But you can't because they
Endometriosis.
are taking there's females that are trans men that take testosterone that have full beards and they're female.
But if you have a full beard, I'm sending you to the male prison. If you are a female that is taking testosterone, you don't want no nigga.
They
Like,
can't go to
why they can't go? I don't see why they can't go.
because they are now they're at jeopardy with the males that want to fuck them because they got a pussy at the end of the day.
Now I see that.
So
I
now
do
they
see that.
trans men get raped.
People get raped.
Ooh.
Like we was just saying in the prisons, in the man facility, the cars that are female be getting impregnated by the
But
by
make
the
it right.
prisoners.
Right, so let's make it right.
People
Rape is
get
not right.
No, who
Don't
said
say
that rape is
that.
right? Who
We don't-
said
Well,
that?
because by saying people, it's like saying it's good people on both sides. By saying well, people get
No,
raped.
that's not what I
People
said.
die.
Now, if you took that and ran
There
with
are
that,
some people
Well,
that
that
probably
could be
gonna
implied,
say,
and that's how
some people are probably gonna be
If
like,
you
well,
took
she said
that-
everybody gets raped. Like everybody gets raped. No, we're not,
not
saying that.
everybody,
I know
every
it's
not
sex.
promoting
I know what you're right.
molestation.
That's right. We're not saying it. That's
We're not
Who is
promoting
repo-
that.
now, let me tell you what they're not gonna do. What people are not gonna do, okay, is try to tell me what I said when I didn't say, or try to paint a narrative, and I'm being very,
Well,
very,
impact and
very.
intent. That might not be what you meant, but that is what you said.
Context
Yeah.
is key.
And Iman is also saying it's interesting how people can be lenient with trans men, yet trans women are put under a microscope with all of these stipulations.
You know what? I don't think that we do that. I just think that the population, I think there's a lot more trans women than there are
Well,
trans
it's
men.
misogyny. It's the misogynistic
Of
thing
course.
because it's like a woman can do this and a man, or when you a man, da 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 da, and then when you're a woman, it's not taken too serious. But then when you start to cross those two, a man transitioning into a woman, it's like, oh. But when a woman does transition to a man, it's like men they don't take it serious. It's misogynistic.
You know what? I am a female misogynist. I always used to say that all the time.
Are you a feminist?
No, not in the traditional sense. Absolutely not. Honey, I ain't got nobody I need to be liberated from. I don't want to be treated equally. I want to be treated better. I want to do the job that you're doing, but I am not doing your job. I just want your pay. So, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Did all
That was it. That was it. We can wrap it
Well,
up.
you know what, you guys, this was a very interesting topic. Did we have any more last questions from the viewers?
Well, they just, I guess to wrap it up with the statement, somebody's saying, I think she's talking out of both sides of her mouth.
Now I am being very detailed in explaining. I don't understand.
Who cares about the numbers as it relates like to this person?
People care about statistics. We need statistics. You know what? You're being emotional right now. You're being emotional. You're not being rational. But it's okay. Okay, it's okay.
And you know
We've
what?
been there.
And it's beautiful because this is the reason why we're here, because we're here to have the uncomfortable conversation.
That's right.
And we're talking about the things that people don't talk about. We're agreeing on the things that people are quiet about. And thank you for voicing your opinion and not agreeing to everything because you want to be nice. You know, I literally brought you here because I knew how you felt, and I knew that, you know, I wanted people to hear.
I'm not
But
mean.
we also want to.
I'm not rude. I love everybody.
Right.
I ain't got no
And
problem with
listen,
that.
and we go out all the time.
And have a good time.
And we have good friends. Like, you know, when we met men and stuff, she never spooked my tea. She never was like, oh, you know that's a man, right?
Right.
She, you know, so she's
Because you gotta do it
right.
anyway.
She respected
And
me.
you're not a man. Like
Right. I'm a man. I'm not a man. Okay, girl.
Also, guys, I want to thank you also for just being so candid and so open and transparent
and not emotional and not.
And because
it's
I know that's really hard to do.
Because I'm
especially
confident,
in
I'm
this
solidified
world,
in myself.
but it's still really hard for
And I
people
hope
to
that
do
you and other people know it's not malicious. I have no malice. I have no malicious intent. Nothing like that. Like,
I don't think
it's okay. I know. I call myself poop. Highly opinionated and overly offensive, okay? It's okay.
and I don't think, and I personally don't feel that you are transphobic or homophobic. I don't feel that. However, I think a lot of your rhetoric may be rooted in transphobia or homophobia, but I don't feel that you are. And I hang around you, I do those things, and you always respect me. But at the end of the day, I think what it's all about is respect one another.
Yeah, for real.
It's not for you to understand.
You
No,
have
you
all
may
the
not ever
opinions in the
understand
world.
it. Right.
And you're entitled to do so. But we still need to be respectful
Yeah,
at the
of
end of the
course.
day because
Treat
they're
people how
human.
you know what? A lot of people. Nope. I do not follow the golden rule. I do not treat people how I want to be treated. I treat people how they want to be treated.
The platinum room.
Right. Why would you treat somebody how I want to be
Because
treated?
they may not want to be treated like that.
Exactly. I'm gonna treat you how you. What you want me to call you, boo?
People may not be loved.
What you want to
People
do?
may not want you to love them the way that you think they're supposed to be
Exactly.
loved. So that goes on and on and on. But
Exactly.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Yes,
we
we do.
literally just
Thank
made
you.
2 hours. This was a 2-hour show. Yes.
Girl.
2 hours
Yes.
of the
Girl,
uncomfortable
yes.
conversation. And listen, we want you to like and subscribe. Listen, we are having an uncomfortable conversation today.
Every week.
Yes.
Every week.
Today was the
Second episode.
the second episode, and today's topic was the definition of a woman. What does a woman mean?
And of course, it went in all different directions.
Because
we needed that.
being a woman is complex. It's all different ways and shapes and sizes and flavors. So we want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we're going to sign out. Make sure you like and subscribe. This is Lola. Oh, introduce yourself, Lola.
Okay, this is Lola.
Here you are.
My name is Asia.
Asia, and I am Janae, and we are signing out. Thank you so much. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
J Love.